How we doing, guys?
Hey.
Coach, how are you?
Jason, Jim Judge said the other day that you guys need to make some adjustments to put people in favorable positions, particularly in the red zone. How dramatic do you think those adjustments need to be, and what do you think they need?
Yeah, I think you're always trying to do that in all parts of the game. Obviously, we need to score more points. So, the red zone, I think we've been 1 out of 3 in each of the 3 games. You got to get down there more, and we got to convert. And, some of that is self-inflicted wounds. Last week we had a good opening drive. We had the sack on the play that put us behind the sticks on that first drive. Hard to dig out of that 11-yard sack. And then we had the fumbled exchange on the next drive when we were down there. The third time we're down there, we scored the touchdown. So, we certainly want to evaluate every aspect of what we're doing, running it, throwing it, and in all situations. And we got to do a better job scoring points.
Big picture question, what advantage do you think your scheme presents? What are you putting pressure on defenses with?
Yeah, you try to attack different ways. Run and pass is where it starts. I think we've done a pretty decent job being balanced over the first few weeks. We've been able to move the ball. Situationally, we've done a pretty good job, except for the red zone. At the end of the game, the 2-minute wasn't as good as it needed to be, but some of the other stuff was better. Third down, short yardage, goal line, those were positives. You try to attack with personnel, formation, tempo. Been using tempo a lot lately. So, you try to attack different ways. You try to be balanced, and we're a work in progress. We'll continue to try to get better.
When Kenny was in Detroit, he thrived at making those plays down the field. Do you feel like you guys have been targeting him up in those situations and trying to target him?
Yeah, I thought Kenny did a good job in the game the other day. Didn't really practice all week, and then went out and played well and made some plays. They were playing out of there a little bit, so he caught some intermediate balls, made some good catches, and then made some good runs after the catch. So he'll continue to get closer and closer and continue to get better. He's done a good job with the opportunities he's gotten.
Offensive coordinator in the NFL has become one of the most scrutinized positions, really, in sports. High credit, high criticism. Do you feel that? And are you aware of that?
I think the biggest thing we try to do is just focus on what we can do to help our team get better every day. Those are things we talk about with our players all the time, and we have to live that as coaches. And there have been some positive things over the first 3 games that we can continue to build on, but there's certainly plenty that we have to clean up. And so we come to work every day. We try to work hard as coaches to put the best plan together. We try to do a good job implementing it. We ask our players to practice it and carry it to the game, and that's the process that we're in, and that's really what we focus on.
Do you feel any extra pressure with that, being the play caller? Do you personally feel that pressure to kind of make this thing work?
Absolutely. It's a responsibility. It's one that we all embrace. Whatever our role is, you want to embrace those roles.
Jason, Carl Banks was on the radio here in New York this week, and he said the Giants need to have a blunt conversation with Saquon about becoming more of a north-south runner. Have you had that conversation, and do you agree that he needs to be more of a north-south runner?
Well, Saquon Barkley is a hell of a football player, and he's a hell of a football player for a lot of different reasons. He can attack the defense a lot of different ways. I have tremendous admiration for him, from afar, competing against him, and then having a chance to be around him. Had a really significant injury last year, and how hard he's worked to come back and play as much as he has early on in the season has been really, really impressive. I think the biggest thing with Saquon is you don't want to take the Saquon out of Saquon. We talk a lot about dirty runs, 4- and 5-yard runs that nobody talks about, but they'll put you in a manageable second down and a third down situation. It's important for us to be able to do that. He did that in the game the other day. There were a lot of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-yard runs that nobody talks about that were positive runs. But in an effort to do that, you never want to take away his ability to make big plays. And the space plays that he makes are dynamic. He's done that ever since he's been in the league. We were on the other side of it in Dallas. He made some of those against us. So we know the challenges that presents. So absolutely we want to be physical. We want to be downhill. He's a part of that. But at the same time, you don't want to take Saquon out of Saquon.
Does he look like somebody who trusts his injured leg?
To me, he's just done a remarkably good job, coming back. And he's getting better and better the more opportunities he gets.
Coach, what improvements have you seen from Daniel Jones, and what can the offense do to maybe capitalize on some of these games where he throws it well and doesn't turn it over?
Yeah, Daniel's done a really good job. I think probably from the middle of last year, He's done a really good job having that balance of making some plays in the passing game, making some plays with his feet, and then not having the negative plays, particularly in relation to the ball. And that's a challenge for every quarterback every week in the NFL. To make plays, but also not to have the bad plays, not to turn the ball over. He's done a good job of that, and we'll just have to continue to grow around him and get better, and then take advantage of that, like you said, and score some more points.
Is there anything specifically you can do to kind of help him out a little more?
Again, we try to put a good plan in place, to do that not only for Daniel, but for our runners and for our receivers and for our tight ends, and play to their strengths, and we'll continue to try to do that.
I think that's the question people have: is when does it lead to more points? Like, what needs to happen in order for you guys?
Yeah, probably a combination of factors. As referenced earlier, with the drives last week, there were some self-inflicted wounds once we got down there. I think we've done a good job moving the football, both run and pass, attack in different ways. We just have to, in that situation, just do a better job executing. We look at ourselves first as coaches, what position we're putting our players in, how we're implementing that stuff in practice, how we can carry that to the game. But, having a negative play on a sack and a negative play on a fumbled snap, those are hard situations to overcome.
How much do you need them to score points? I mean, the reality is last year you guys were 31st in points scored. This year you're at 18 point, whatever it is. But, I mean, do you feel the need, like you're 0-3 as well, while we stand here, do you feel the need for this to turn around, like now, in order for you to remain the play caller?
Oh, I don't really think about that. I mean, we just got to get better, and we come in and we work hard to try to do that as coaches and as players every day. And had a good day yesterday, got to come back and have a good day today.
Jason, you guys punted from the 39 at 4th and 4, I think it was. When an offense is struggling to score points and trying to gain confidence, is it important maybe to go for it in situations like that?
No, I think Joe has a great feel for those kinds of things, and those are his decisions.
What's your input on it, though? Like, how does the process go? Like, where's your input on those kind of decisions?
We're always ready to go in any situation. We always have plays ready to go, and then coach makes those decisions.
You don't lobby though, one way or another, like in the headset.
Again, he has a really good feel as to what he wants to do. He knows we always want to go for it in all situations, and we'll be ready for whatever he does.
You mentioned those 2 drives, how negative play here, negative play there really derailed them. How tough is it though to sustain drives the way you guys are trying, where it's like moving down the field kind of methodically? Do you need more big chunk plays just to score from 40 yards rather than having to? Absolutely,
scoring from out certainly helps, and making some big chunks helps. If you look at the stats in the NFL, the scoring. The relationship between scoring on a drive when you made a big play and when you haven't made a big play, there's a significant spread there. We've made some big chunks. In the passing game, I think we had 6 or 7 explosives the other day. We have to continue to do that. That's what gives you a chance to score points.
Jason, with Kadarius, we've asked you every week. Last week, his snap count went way up. I don't know if that's circumstance or that was planned based on the injuries that you had.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with him is he missed a lot of time, both in the spring and in training camp, and over the last few weeks he's been able to practice more. And we want to play him more. We drafted him in the first round. We want him to do well, and I think he's done a good job with the work and practice. He was going to play a lot in the game last week. Obviously, when Shep goes down and Slay goes down, he was going to play more, and I thought he handled that work really, really well. He's gotten better and better every day and every week.
Jason, you could, if Ben Bredesen can't play, you could have your 4th different left guard in 4 games. How debilitating is that to an offense not to have that kind of cohesion?
Yeah, I just been really impressed with those guys. Billy Price comes in here. He's the seasoned veteran. He's been here for about 3 weeks. Bredesen has come in here. He's played a lot of snaps. We'll have some new guys in there, and give Rob Sale and the guys in the offensive line a lot of credit. But give those players credit. They've come in here. They've learned. They spent a lot of extra time. They're working hard in practice, and they're carrying that to the game. And they're real professionals. We're excited to have them on our team.